Hey, what it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal underscore Brown if you're looking for me on socials.
Yes, yes, and I am Spike Lou on those same social sites. Holla at your boy AB. How was your holiday?
Man, holiday season was good, man. Ate super good. Went back home to the
Hey,
Ville. It was hella chilly. Only to come
yeah,
back to
it
the A
was.
and it be just as chilly. So I brought
Uh,
that shit back with me. That was some slaw.
it was
Uh
cold as hell.
yeah, but other than that though, nah, super good, man. What about your
Same man. Got to go back to the Ville too. Ran until I got big man. He said, told me to tell you what's up, man.
man? Look at big man.
It was
Yeah,
so
damn.
I could tell you offline when we was laughing about it. It was funny as hell.
For
But
sure.
yeah, it was fun, man. Got to chill with the family, celebrate birthday with my people, my family, man. So it was fun, man. Watch the TSU almost win a playoff football game, and TSU fans everywhere. So that was a fun experience, man. So always good. Enjoy the holidays, man. Hope
Absolutely,
y'all
man.
did too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm about to say, I hope everybody listening enjoyed their holidays. People enjoyed that last episode, man. We're gonna get to it a little bit later with some of the comments, but number one, appreciate everybody that submitted their voicemail in or their voice note. If you missed it, we did a surprise episode for the GNX album review. We went track by track, and people submitted voice messages, man, to kind of give their take on them. So triple salute to that. A little bit more on that later. But on this episode, we do have more GNX talk. We're gonna talk sales. The numbers are in. We're gonna see if that's looked at as a success or if we're a little underwhelmed. We'll also talk of which rapper says they wish they never rapped about the streets. We've got a street rapper having regrets, people. And then also, we are going to tell you which OG legend says that he is the most important rapper to ever exist. Big dog claim. We'll see
Mm.
if it's valid or not. But first, the biggest news easily in hip hop last week was this wasn't quite a lawsuit. It's called something else. It's kind of like a
It's a fact
petition.
finding. It's a petition, and what that means is a fact finding mission.
There you go.
So they're petitioning the courts for the things that are in the documents to see if they're true or not.
So when
I
we
don't know
say
how that works after
lawsuit
that
and
though.
litigation and all that, y'all already know we're talking about Drake versus Universal Music Group. He put two petitions out for a lawsuit alleging that they purposefully boosted the numbers of Kendrick's Not Like Us. They're in cahoots with Spotify. Some big dog allegations, considering Universal Music Group is the biggest record label in the game. It's only like three, and they're like numero uno. And Drake's been signed with them for his entire career, and so is Kendrick, who was also signed to them. So now I just asked a really broad question. What are your initial thoughts when you heard about Drake suing his own record label?
Welcome to the big dog pissing contest. Um, we put this in the chat when this came out, and of course, the initial thought is that oh, he's sour because he lost the rap battle. And as you put your cape on and flew in there to say,
Jesus.
oh, this is not about rap. This is bigger than this is deeper than rap. Oh, Rick
It
Ross.
is. It is.
Uh yes, it's deeper than rap, but it still looks lame. It's still some slaw. Like it don't make yo boy any less like with smut on his name after this. But on the other end, we always like to look at stuff from a business perspective at the On Deck TV show. Business wise, it shows that y'all can't play with me. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about UMG and playing with Drake Pauls. This is like an entity move. Like he one of the few people that could do this. Taylor Swift, maybe somebody that could do this. That the list is very short. It's a very short list as to where this can happen with people. And he's essentially mad saying that they pulled tricks on the Kendrick Lamar's song Not Like Us and the whole beef thing to get engagement. They paid farmers to make the song seem more popular than it was. And just doing payola, doing tricks that would make the stuff on the other side look a lot bigger than it actually is. Where I contest it is, and where I say like he looks like he looks funny in the light. Doing this is you're not reading the room. Like we got to read the room, and it makes the stuff, in my opinion, what Kendrick says about you not being of the culture. This is shining a broad light on that statement, because if you were of the culture, one, you probably wouldn't be big enough to do this. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because Kendrick Lamar couldn't do this. Like, I'll be real with you. He's a better rapper and everything. That Drake squashed him in the beef, but he couldn't do this. He couldn't sue the Universal Music Group, because I don't think that he runs in the same circles as Drake. He doesn't have access to the same information that Drake has. Drake having access to that information has probably witnessed a lot of this stuff happen in those back rooms, smoke-filled rooms where the conspiracy theorists go. He's seen a lot of these things happen, but it just so happens that it used to be in his benefit. Now, it's not in his benefit. Now it seems like to him, I'm on the other side of it, and I know the games you niggas play, so I'm gonna make y'all do right by me. Either y'all gonna give me my money or what I'm looking for, a stake in this company, or y'all gonna expose y'allself and the music industry and the tricks that y'all have been playing all of these years are gonna come out. Which one you want to do? So it's a power move by Drake. I can't knock him for that. But again, from a cultural standpoint, for the people that care about that, it looks whack.
Well, I mean, it's on one hand, we've been on here and we had Boosie suing to get, claims because he got sampled and niggas was like, man, why don't you just meet up with him? And why don't you just and Boosie was like, nigga, I am a businessman. This is how things like this get settled. Like, what are y'all talking about? We on a whole nother playing field. Drake is on a whole nother playing field. So all that for the culture and bro, this is different. And I said this in the beginning. I said, yo, it's not about the song because people try to make it, oh, he lost the beef, so he's suing because he lost the beef. Like, bro, like, stop. Like, I get some people were trolling. Some people actually believe that though. And what all I'm saying is that it's a bigger play involved. I refuse to believe that the one of the biggest musical acts on earth, not just rappers, musical acts, is suing their own label because they lost a rap beef. When you say it out loud, it sounds silly. Like he's got the best money, he's got the best lawyers money can buy. I would hope. I ain't gonna say this is the case. I'm gonna say I would hope that he would have done his due diligence and seeing that there was something there to where he has a case to where he walk away with 1 billion. Because that's really the only point to any of this shit. Like, let's be very clear. Is to walk away with an enormous bag at the end of it. His contract apparently has one contract. The whole thing is allegedly is that he has finished his $400 million contract that he got a couple of years ago, and he's got one more left. So technically, he hasn't finished. He's got one more album left, and negotiations have been going on throughout the year. What he is alleging is that his public persona has taken a hit from Not Like Us due to it being boosted by UMG so they can lowball him on the next deal. And if he can prove that that happened, then he has a really big case on his hand because that next deal is supposed to be like 6, 7, like something crazy. And Universal doesn't want to pay him 6 or 7. They don't want to open that door and set the precedent for somebody else to not even to say they gonna get 600 or 700, but I'm saying to set the precedent for somebody to be like, let me get 25. They're like, man, get the fuck out of here when you deserve 3. That's the whole purpose of the joint and the defamation suit that came afterward. That's all a part of it because you add that on with the allegations of the pedophilia, which is a serious allegation in this country. We all get that. He's adding that on top of it, saying that's aiding in the lowball attempt. Like that's the whole point. If they don't tell me about me, but he said Kendrick had a baby by or whatever the fuck, bro. It's all
He did.
because it's tied to the deal. You can't pull it. It's only because it's tied to the deal and they're negotiating. That's why the defamation thing is being brought up. Kendrick is not in
Right.
a deal, no negotiating. That doesn't exist right now, so it doesn't apply. It's not
And
applicable.
and that's also why UMG responded to him and tried to say, well, you need to sue Kendrick.
Exactly.
That's why they're saying that. And what you're saying is not wrong. What you're saying from a business standpoint, from a big dog, I'm Drake and this is UMG standpoint, that's not wrong. However, I go back to the point that Kendrick makes and kind of what this whole beat was about. You still can't diminish what Not Like Us did, and that wasn't because of UMG. Now, you know the dirty tricks that they play if you Drake, I get it. It could have been some shady shit happening. But if you step outside and you put your pulse on the culture, this song was everywhere. And it wasn't because it got pumped up by UMG or it was payola going on. It was because it was a breath of fresh air. Like it was something different. Like this is one of the I would say back to back and maybe hit them up in this song. There's a few beef songs that you can actually party to,
Right,
right?
right, right.
So let's not take away from Kendrick's brilliance and what he did with this song, because again, I am agreeing with you on a business standpoint. From a culture standpoint, I think it's much different. And what Drake is trying to do, and what people who are not digging deep into this enough, like you said, doing like what he's trying to do is make it say, oh, well, the label did all this, and that's just not true. Like I'm not outside like that. I know you not either.
No,
However, I've seen it. I've seen what Not Like Us has done. And that ain't because UMG pumped it. Like it was gonna do that anyway.
I mean we don't know
I would
that.
argue that.
This is what I would say.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, yes, it would.
This is what I would say. They pump all. I believe that all this should be pumped. Everybody should. I think Drake should pump. Cardi should pump. I think everybody's stuff is pumped to a certain extent.
Right.
Like I think because again, and this isn't the first time anybody has said, "Man, Spotify
They
is
playing with the numbers.
yeah." This is not brand new, dude. Like let's not do. Cole said it with the streaming farms and this and that and the third. Like look at niggas like Lil Pump. They do all these
Niggas been saying
streams
it
and
forever.
then they go to a show and it's 8 people in the crowd. Like stuff don't be adding up. But they from what people will say, insiders, etc., is that they will pump up something that is already popular. Because if it's doing 20 million streams, bro, what does 30 million streams look like? What are you gonna know the difference? It did 50 instead of 35, which would it really was supposed. Hey, hold on, man. That ain't a 50 million stream song. That's really like a 38 million. Like, come on, bro. We don't. It's you can't tell that. So but I believe everybody has benefited from that. But again, if this nigga's getting counsel and they're like, hey, you might can walk away with $1 billion off of this, then he doesn't give a fuck about what Kendrick talking about.
Yeah, it ain't about culture no more.
It's
This is my
past
Jewish
that.
side. This is my Jewish side coming out like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't give a
past
fuck
that,
what
bro.
none of y'all niggas is talking about. You're right about that. I talked to an independent artist today. To one of the points that you made, I talked to an independent artist today. Shout out my guy Bedrooms. Y'all go check him out on Spotify.
Oh, that project was solid too. Tell him I said I fuck with that.
I got you. I
Yeah.
fuck with his music, man. But I talked to him today. I asked him how he felt as an artist about this. And what he said was all of the people who are trying to act like Drake is doing something for all artists and the little guys, like, stop it. This is only going to affect them in a negative way, because what Spotify and the streaming labels are going to do is try to, as they've been doing, crack down on these stream farms.
Yep.
And not all, some of the smaller artists don't have sophisticated enough algorithm or whatever they doing, which is
Right.
they trying to do what people saying Kendrick and what Cole said,
Yeah.
Kendrick, and what you just talked about. They're trying to do what the larger artists do and play with the streams a little bit just so they can get their head in there and get noticed. And what's going to happen is they're going to get squashed because they're going to change the rules and regulations. And the smaller artists who are trying to keep up, like, they ain't gonna be able to do that little streaming shit no more. But the big dogs, Drake, Kendrick, Future, it's not going to affect them because they're gonna have enough sophistication and money to avoid being shut down. So he was saying one of the biggest things, he said Spotify already been cracking down on this anyway. One of the biggest things that's going to happen is a lot of those smaller artists who find interesting ways to get streams, that shit finna get cut out. So if it was hard for you to find new acts at this point, it's going to be even harder when Drake's proceed with this lawsuit and if things are found out from these information gathering things.
I don't think
I thought that was interesting.
But I don't think he's doing this for the little guy though. Like who thinks
People
that?
were putting the cape on saying that though. Oh, this is for the artists and this is going to be for them. And
well, to a certain extent, because like people like Funk Flex came out and Funk Flex sided with Drake and said, "Bro, if y'all don't think payola going on, I can tell you right now, you want your song played on a pop station, they're gonna get 350 up out you, 250 for the urban station. You know what I'm saying? Local DJs getting 3 to 5 bands. Like people are getting paid to play shit that is not supposed to be as hot as they say it is. They're paying to have it played multiple times. Remember when this was happening during the beef. People were making TikTok videos of searching one song that was totally unrelated and not like us would be suggested. Like that's not it's not like he just made that up, dude. That was happening during the beef. Again, who knows who's behind all of that? Who gives a shit? It might have been some tweak or some weird ass thing going on with Spotify, but UMG is in business with Spotify. And that's
Yeah.
like a conflict of interest, really. Like I don't
All
know
the
how
major record labels, all the major record labels have stake inside of Spotify. So yeah.
exactly all three of them. So that's kind
Mhm.
of strange. But let's also be fair. Michael Jackson did the same thing. In 2002, he sued Sony
Yep.
for the same shit. Prince did the same thing. That's why he changed his name.
Yep.
So like this isn't it's not as if it's unheard. My idea, this is what I think is gonna happen. I think what he's trying to do, I think he's trying to sue, get a ridiculous bag and go independent. That's what I think he's trying to do, like Kanye did. Or I mean,
Mhm.
he didn't sue and shit, but I'm saying go independent. Kanye still had a number one record going independent. It was a big deal. I think Drake may go that route, and then that will change the industry for sure. I suggest people go look at
Drake,
if Drake go independent. That'll be fucking ridiculous
how would that change the industry?
because
Tell me.
people will
I don't
leave.
understand.
I think people will. It'll be monkey see, monkey do. If he leaves and he pulls it off successfully, I think the next big it won't nothing will stop the next big act from doing the same thing.
Oh,
And if
okay. So you're saying big acts,
yeah, big acts.
not like regular independent
Yeah, no,
artists.
no, no.
Like
I'm saying when big acts, the money
you talking about
makers
like
for the label,
Future and Cardi B
Beyonce
tempted to say, I'm gonna go independent and do mine. Okay,
and they're gonna
got
be
you.
like, we don't need a label because then they're gonna be like, what we need a label for? They're just gonna watch his blueprint or whoever. I'm not even saying it's him, just whoever makes that first jump, they're gonna follow that blueprint. Please go look at Steve Stout and Russ interview from about 4 years ago when they talked about if Drake leaves, if he goes independent, the industry is over with. Please watch that. It's about 3 or 4 years ago. It's on YouTube.
That's interesting because that's hard for me to believe. Like what Drake is one thing, and let's say Future goes independent.
Yeah,
You're still going to have artists that are tempted to sign record labels to be more successful.
sure.
So how does them being independent affect a Lil Russell? Or like
It won't
if
affect them
UMG came to a nigga who was popping somewhere with the bag, he's still gonna sign to them. He don't give a
for
fuck what
sure.
Drake got going on, right?
No, but I'm talking
So
about the
how,
big dogs though. If the money makers are gonna leave. That's what they're saying. They're saying if who gives a shit if you sign a popping if you sign with all due
but that's my
respect, Boss Man D-Lo. Okay, you caught Boss Man D-Lo, but you lost Taylor Swift. Like what? Because she went independent because she seen what Drake was doing going direct to consumer. And then Beyonce leave because she see what Taylor Swift and Drake doing going. You're losing the cash cows,
it
dude.
sound like it sound like we in the, like it's gonna be a lot of trash music being promoted. Because from a business standpoint, when you just said that, I'm thinking, okay, well, what would I do? I'm think the first thing that I think, okay, well, if I lost Taylor Swift, I'm losing Beyonce, I'm losing Kendrick Lamar. And I know this is a crazy thing to say, but how many Boss Man D-Los does it take to make up for that? And now, once I figure that number out, what do I have to do to make him as popular as they were? Now I'm playing with the streams again. I'm paying for payola for listening to these bullshit songs of these artists, not trying to shit on Boss Man D-Lo, of course,
Yeah, no,
but
for
just
sure. He's not
not
them.
top tier. Yeah, these
Yeah,
ain't
yeah,
top
yeah.
tier artists no more. So now I got these middle class of artists going to the label and the label pushing them just like they did a Drake or a Taylor Swift. And now, how is Taylor Swift or Drake going to compete with that? Like, yeah, you got $1 billion, but this is $1 trillion company. And now they ain't promoting because they don't have to anymore, or y'all ain't in business anymore. They ain't promoting me. They promoting Boss Man D-Los and Payroll Giovanni's. I just want to put somebody in there I like
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
sound like I'm shitting on Boss Man D-Los. But what stops a middle tier artist from now going over there and the label pumping them up to be a big artist? I think that's what's going to happen.
The cream rises to the crop. I don't think they got it in them like that. I'm gonna be honest,
Talking
but
about like the artist or the label.
the artists, like they're just not big star. Like everybody's not a
You don't think they
star.
could turn? Do you think they could turn Boss Man D-Lo into a star?
No.
Mm,
Well, let me take his name out of it. Do I think they can turn anyone into a star? No.
no. Okay.
No, I don't.
Gotcha.
But it's that was their take is that if he leaves, the industry is over with.
Is that the
Remember
end
you
result?
remember
Go
your
ahead, man.
boy Joe Budden interviewed dude from Apple, Larry Jackson, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was like Drake's catalog is worth more than the 60s, the 70s, and
60s,
the 80s
70s, 80s
combined.
combined.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm that's a big when somebody like that leaves an ecosystem, that's a really big impact. In one way or another. I'm not gonna act like I'm an expert on this shit. I'm just telling you what their perspective was, and I can see that happening.
If you Drake, if you're on his team, on his council, you fuck with him. What's the outcome that you would hope for?
I
Would
am
you
on his
want?
team.
Ugh, you act
Um,
like it. He got an OVO trophy in the background.
uh, you listen. If you win the, because I know it looks funny now. I'm not gonna act like it doesn't look weird in the light now today. For sure, it is not a great look. I'll be the first to tell you that. But if he wins, or if even if they have to settle or
They're
anything
gonna
of
have to
that
settle.
nature, man, bro, he's gonna look. It's gonna look different. That's all I'm saying. And plus,
Is
on
that
top
what
of
you
that,
want though? Like I'm asking, is that what you
sure,
would want if you were a part of his team? Like, y'all gotta settle with me. I'm gonna take this money. I'm never fucking with UMG again. And now I'm gonna do this shit independent. Is that what you think Drake want? Or do he want them to be like, all right, we'll figure this out. We'll extend the contract at the number that you want. You keep riding with UMG. We'll keep doing the shit that we was doing, and you're gonna continue being Drake. Like, what do you think the
nah.
perfect scenario for him is?
I think it's in. If he went independent, bro, he'd be a billionaire, bro, overnight.
I mean, but Kanye's independent. He ain't even like this nigga doing shows in fucking China and
He's
Japan. Do
canceled.
do we even do U.S. shows?
He's
That
canceled, bro.
that ain't the reason though. The reason is he's not on
What?
a major record label. Like
Yes,
he
it
got, bro.
is. They dropped him.
He paid all that other shit off. He paid the all you canceled, all you can't say. He paid that shit off. He done
Now
his
they
due
dropped him,
diligence.
bro. He got
Who
dropped.
dropped him? The label?
Def Jam.
No, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't get the shine that he used to get as an artist. Like, I know that single is doing well. I get that, but
Yeah,
Kanye got to do a lot to get attention right now. Is
for
that going to
sure.
happen for Drake?
No, no, unless he gets canceled.
I think nah. I mean, he's canceled.
That's
Wake up,
cap.
he is
That's
canceled
cap.
right now.
Good music trumps everything. I want everybody to understand. Good
Okay,
music trumps everything. He puts out
that
good
that's my
music, none of this shit will matter.
and that's my last point to this. He hasn't been putting out as good of music that made him Drake. Would you agree with that?
Fuck no.
You don't agree
What?
that the first part of his career has been better than the second part of his like start at Redemption. What the fuck is the name of the one with
First of
him?
all, who the
Scorpion?
fuck? What the fuck is
What the fuck?
Redemption?
I don't even listen to the nigga albums like that, so I don't know. But go from
The double disc? That's Scorpion.
yes, where he on that Scorpion, go from Scorpion forward to whatever was before Scorpion back, and
Right.
you tell me which part of his career was better.
I mean, I would say hmm,
You
it's
know,
probably
nigga, it
more
ain't
top
even a
heavy. No, it's probably more
that's
top
what I
heavy. Yeah,
beginning
yeah, yeah. That's
heavy.
fair.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
fair.
even know. Do he got slaps like that still that can get him out
Stop,
of this?
man. Niggas,
We don't
niggas,
know this.
listen,
We don't
niggas,
know this.
fam, niggas was just 21. Won't you do something for me? We was just doing that shit, bro. Like, stop.
Hey man, I'm
Please
just
stop.
saying. I
Niggas was
don't
just
know.
saying first person
I ain't.
shooter, bro. Would call like stop, man.
What album
Please
was
stop.
God's playing on? What album was? I ain't heard no
Scorpion.
God's playing in a long time.
That's his biggest song.
That's what I'm
So you're not
saying.
gonna
I
hear
don't know
nothing
if he
after
can.
that's on
I don't know if he
Scorpion.
can do that again. I don't know if that Drake still exists. Like, do you think
Bro.
he's purposely been putting out mid?
He hasn't been putting out mid, though. That's what I'm
He's
telling
been
you.
definitely putting out mid.
Bro,
He ain't done.
people
What was
fuck
the
with
album
that.
before Scorpion? Was it Views?
Yeah.
See, like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ain't no views. If you reading this, it's too late.
That's
Like, ain't
straight
none of
through, by
that.
the way.
Like, take care. Like all of that
Yeah,
shit.
that's
I'm talking
straight
about
through.
that. I'm talking
I,
about the heat rock, nigga, the molten lava rock.
I'm gonna real quick before we move on. Somebody had I found a thread that was on point, and it talked about how Drake and Kendrick have two different approaches to releasing music, and
Mhm.
Kendrick releases his every so often, so it's more of a moment when he does come out, whereas Drake after Scorpion, or you could argue maybe after More Life, started dropping more frequently and being more present. And so his projects are not as much as, even though they did numbers, they do numbers or whatever, but they're not moments the same way. And fatigue can start to sink in if you're out too
Facts.
much. So I think that has happened. Fatigue has set in with people who are kind of, I ain't gonna say on the fence, but who aren't as big of a fan as maybe like I am. Like I'm not gonna get
Somebody like
fatigued
me.
of
Somebody
something
like
that
me.
if I'm a fan of an artist, I want more and more and more and more. Like I'm not going to be fatigued as maybe the fair weather fan would. And so
Gotcha.
that's been a thing for sure. So yes, he has picked up the output, which I can see somebody going like, okay, this is a little too much for me. But just know for me, nigga, I'm waiting for the next one. What the next shit at? I need that right now. You ain't talking about nothing.
I think that's part of this fact finding mission as well. Like he don't want to put music out as much. He'd like to take another approach, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's
He'd like
fair.
to cook up more. I think that they got him in a deal as to where you nah, you got to do this every day. He ain't trying to do that moving forward, and they won't let him stop.
But you got to work hard when you're independent, though. Like let's be
Yeah.
very clear. That
I
ain't
mean, when
us.
you get $1 billion bag though, it's gonna be
Wow.
some of the shit gonna be
That
easier.
makes things easier.
It's gonna be easier than when Styles P is independent. No
That's
shot to
true.
Styles P, but this is
That's
gonna be
true.
different. Next up, man, LL Cool J was doing an interview, and was it with Elliot? I can't remember who it was with.
Mm.
But during that interview, LL Cool J said, AB, that he is the most important rapper that ever existed. And he went to name all of the things, like the girl songs, love songs, the B-boy shit, being like whatever it is that looking at as a rapper. He was saying that he did that shit first. My question to you, AB, is do you think that LL Cool J is the most important rapper that ever existed? Are you biting that?
Uh, for his era, yes. I
No,
can't
no.
see.
He
He
said
said he
ever
said
existed. He
ever
said ever
existed.
existed.
That's rough. That's rough. I put it this way: he on the Mount Rushmore of most important rappers to ever exist. But number one,
Mm.
eh, I'm a.
Could you
But
could you could you see why he says that though?
oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
His career spans several different decades.
Hmm.
He was influential. He's probably the arguably the first rap superstar. He had the guys fucking with him. They wanted to be him. The girls wanted to be with him. He could do both of those. And like, I mean, he's LL Cool J, bro. He made a transition into acting, all of that shit right there. I get it, but he's a little before my time. So it's easy for me to say Jay is more important, especially when it comes to the business behind it. Like I look at Jay like what LeBron did to the game in
Mm.
terms of making himself into like a business. You know, the famous "I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman." To me, that's been just as important, the business aspect of hip hop, that the music has, because he's got that too. I don't know anybody that's got more classics than Jay. I just don't. He's got four, maybe five on a slow day. So we got the music. That's a super checked off box. We got the influence. He's changed trends time and time again. And then the business acumen, he's taking it outside of the booth and now everybody want to be businessmen. That comes from Jay, in my opinion. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody predates him, but that's overwhelming majority is Jay-Z. So I'm going to say him, but I'm not mad at LL saying that. I would expect LL to say that about himself. I'm not mad at that.
I would say for me, Master P was the businessman thing. I think he was before Jay.
Ooh, that's fair. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I would
I ain't
put
mad at
him
that.
there.
He just he
Um,
walked so Jay-Z could run.
Facts. What you make some good points. As LL Cool J was saying this, I kind of got where he was coming from. I was like, yeah, I mean, he making a point. When we talk about GOAT, like he said, GOAT terminology was one of them. He's like, nobody started calling themselves GOATs until I put the fucking album, the GOAT album out, nigga. That was me. And then he was going back to the I'm bad era and all of that shit. Like, nigga, that was me, the nigga that like, nigga, I'm not, can't nobody fuck with me with the bravado that we appreciate from a Tupac or a
Yeah.
DMX or a Jay-Z. Like that shit started with LL Cool J. Now I wish, like what you said, I wish that I was older during his era because I
Yeah.
didn't get to experience it. Like I got to experience Jay-Z, DMX, Tupac,
Put
those people.
Tupac up there.
Tupac is up there. Yeah,
Tupac.
and that was going to be that was the point that I was going to. I
Yeah, yeah.
think to me it's Tupac, but that's
Mm.
because I was outside when Tupac was cracking. Like I was outside. Like to me, like LL Cool J very well may have been the first Tupac. I'm just not old enough to know that. I don't know.
Yeah,
But for
that's fair.
me, when I'm talking about importance and you talk about niggas my age group, like it has to be Pac. Like we
Mm.
still talk about him to this day. Like I'm in a group chat right now with niggas. It's supposed to be about sports, and these niggas is like, it's a nigga in there that like still stands like Pac, and he like 27.
Yeah.
So like the generation that Pac reaches, the influence that you still see from him today.
He moves the
Like
needle to this day, bro.
X to this day, like
Yeah.
I had to go back. We was having a conversation. I had to go back and run that All Eyes on Me back, just
Yeah.
randomly. And I'm like, God damn it, this nigga was like, God, like
Yeah.
he gives you that. So for me, I understand 100% what LL Cool J was saying, and I'm not mad at him for saying that. I'm just not old enough to agree with him.
Here's
For me, it's Tupac.
this is what I would ask, and this is because it's a little before my time. Like anytime you ask somebody a little bit older than you about LL, their eyes light up. Like they like, nah, nigga, like I'm trying to tell
Facts.
you, it was Drake before. Like people talk
Facts.
with passion when you talking about LL Run.
Facts.
So I get it. I would add, my question would be, who is someone that is directly a result of like LL? Like who would you say LL influenced? I want somebody, if somebody is older listening, who would you say that LL directly influenced? Because we saw Pac. We know Ja Rule and DMX came from that Pac tree. I don't give a fuck what nobody
Facts.
say. And
Yeah.
and of course, a little other little people that didn't really make no noise because people emulated his flow and his sound.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
emulated LL Cool J? And I'm not saying it as if it didn't happen. I really
I just
don't
want to
know.
know who.
I
You
just
don't
want to
think
know
it's
who.
Jay-Z? You don't think it's Jay-Z?
Nah, they
Like
don't.
I
Nah,
look, it ain't the same.
not to
Similarly,
me.
I see Jay-Z in that. I see
Not
Nas
like
in that.
Fab. You know what I
Why
mean?
would it be fair? See, I look at that. That's how I look at that tree. I would look at that tree being LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, and then Jay, and then Fab.
Okay, I
Like that's
got you.
how I would look at that.
Maybe
So
so. Maybe so. I would need someone that has a, you know what I'm saying, that was around to it. Somebody in the comments, let us know who would you say is a
yeah, I
direct
love to hear
influence
that.
to LL.
Please comment. I'd love to hear somebody that's a little bit older than us let us know what it was like when like to be outside when LL Cool J was rapping. I'd love to hear that.
Absolutely, man. Next up, this is one that was crowned a little bit earlier this year, but we're coming to the end of the year, so we didn't want to let this slip through the cracks. Put Rock the Bells. Shout out to Rock the Bells. They put a panel of cultural historians together, and they determined the greatest hip hop beat of all time. Drum roll, please. Is Mob Deep Shook Ones Part Two. Now, if you're wondering what did it beat out, what was coming to runner ups, we
Please
had
tell me.
Still DRE by Dr. Dre, A Tribe Called Quest, Electric Relaxation, Flavor in Your Ear, and Nas New York State of Mind. What do you think? What's the greatest hip hop beat of all time if you were putting this list together?
First of all, this list is disrespectful to the South.
It is.
Um, it's so disrespectful to
It
the
is.
South.
Yeah.
Greatest hip hop beat of all time. I'm playing favorites here. Fucking, I don't care if people agree or not. Like mine is like 9 Little Millimeter Boys, 8 Ball, and MJG.
Mm.
Like that. That is one of the dun, 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 dun. Like that for me, nigga. Like, and I know somebody wrote a comment not too long ago. Like they said that was the first time hearing it, nigga. That was 2025. That beat was made in '93.
Yeah.
And it's still like if you can put that on today anywhere, I don't give a fuck if it's millennials, Y2K generation, whatever the fuck they call the generation alpha now. You put that beat on, it's gonna be like, and niggas fuck with rap music, like, you're gonna bob your head. So
Yeah.
for me, being completely biased and knowing that I don't really fuck with New York shit, like that New York State of Mind and this Shook Ones beat, like I could kill less, bro. I could name 5 Manny Fresh beats better than those. So for me, it would be 9 Little Millimeter Boys by 8 Ball and MJG. And somewhere close to that is gonna be Swamp Niggas with
Mm.
Master P and Beats by the Pound.
Mm. That's
You
my
got a lot
favorite.
more technical ear than me though, so I'll digress in this.
I'm going strictly
You
off
like
of
Timberland too though, so that's crazy.
I fuck with Timbaland for sure.
That's crazy.
Um, I'm going strictly off like what beat can somebody put on? I'm going for like uniqueness, but then also like whenever it comes on, like you could put like 100 niggas on here to like freestyle, and it would be impossible for you to fuck this up. And I'm going Clips with Grinding. That beat is so cold to me. Like it's so unique, it's so unorthodox, but it's like a lunch table type beat. Like niggas like that's like a cipher beat. Like it's
That's a
impossible
good
to be
one.
like, nah, skip that. Like,
That's
no,
a
like
really good one.
but anybody that gets on that, it's stripped down, but it's like, man, that beat is a fucking amazing to me, dog.
That's a good
Now,
one. That's a good pick. And that's an iconic, like way more than my 8 Ball and MJG. Like it's you put that on, niggas know what that is. They may not know what that
facts.
9 Little Millimeter Boys is. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, they
Go
gotta be
ahead.
in the know. They gotta know for that. But that, I mean, that'd be hard as fuck too. But yeah, it's just I would lean that. That still DRE is fire though. That'd be
And still,
hard.
DRE is one of the few
That's
ones that I
hard.
agree with on that list. That's fire.
Yeah, that's a
Like
hard ass
that.
beat.
Um,
But there's a ton to choose from, man. It's really tough to.
like the boom bap shit just doesn't do anything for me. So I'm biased in this field. I can't.
Yeah.
I get the New York state of mind. I understand it, but I just can't. But what I will say to defend protect your neck beat is fire. I wasn't fucking with
Mm.
that for a long time, but I was watching the Wu-Tang series and they kind of showed how protect your neck got cracking.
Yeah.
I fuck with that. Like
Nah, I
that's
ain't mad at
something that
that.
I can from boom band. I'm like, okay, I fuck with that. So that's my love to the East Coast for this week.
I could argue maybe like ambitious as a rider, something that kind of comes on and you
That's a
immediately
good
like
one.
know it, or like adrenaline rush. Shout out to Twister, like something like that, like doing because
That's a
Cam
good one.
snapped on that. That'd be hard as fuck. Like if
That's a
somebody
good one.
remade that tomorrow, like niggas would be like, okay, yeah, nah, we'll let that slide. That shit
Facts.
hard. Like it's an original, so it's not a sample. You know what I mean? Like it's original, like chord or whatever that is just like
Facts.
memorable and timeless. So I
Do
I
you
give it to either
have
one.
so we can shed light on our legends like their bias and theirs? Do you have a favorite Cash Money beat from Manny Fresh?
Yeah, I do. It's a B side though.
What's that?
Man,
Is it?
that's
It ain't the BG Chopper City in the Ghetto number
yes.
16.
Yeah,
That's it.
man.
That's what I
Hey,
was
bro.
gonna say. Too.
Hold on. Is it number six? Hold on. Is it number 16? What's
The
the
last
song?
song on there is the Chopper City in the Ghetto. The last song on there.
I promise it's Tropic City in the Ghetto, which is crazy. But it's not the last song. It's I'm gonna tell you
I
right
thought it was
now.
the last song.
Thuggin, number 13.
Yeah, that's it. Gotta
That
be
beat
thugging. Yeah, that's my favorite Cash. I
is
was wondering was he on the same page with that.
ridiculous.
That shit was banging.
That's a ridiculous ass beat, man. If y'all not familiar,
Hey,
please
y'all
go
don't
to Tropic
know.
City in the Ghetto, BG number
Please
13,
go
Thuggin.
listen to that.
And listen to how many times it switches up. Listen to the like normally you could catch a pattern with a beat. I can't. I've listened to this song 1,000 times for 30 years, and I still can't catch the pattern. Like that's how
Manny Fresh.
unpredictable it is. That shit is superb.
That nigga was in his bag
He
right
killed it.
there.
Killed it.
Woo, he
Killed it.
was in
Killed
his
it.
bag. Goodness. All
Y'all
right,
let us
next.
know though. What's y'all favorite shit?
Definitely let us know y'all favorite beats. Continue to interact on the
Because that
YouTubes.
get your roll on hard too. That'd be hard as fuck.
Ooh.
That get your roll on be tough.
We gonna have to do a beats episode, like on YouTube or something. God. All right, man. Joe Budden. Joe Budden claims that he's in the know, AB, and that Lil Wayne
Uh-oh.
tried to reach out to Kendrick Lamar unsuccessfully, that is. And Kendrick never called him back. I want to be clear what unsuccessful means. Now Lil Wayne has gotten the booth.
Uh-oh.
AB, are you curious to hear a Wayne 16 going to Kendrick?
I am. I ain't gonna lie. I
Man,
want to
they
hear
got you.
this.
They got you. They
Wayne,
got you.
I don't know if I believe this story or not necessarily
Oh,
that Joe is lying, but whoever his source is, maybe they full of shit. But I don't know if I believe the story, but
mm,
I would the same way I would be interested to hear J 16 right now. Actually, I need a J like 30, 32.
yeah.
I would be interested to hear a Wayne 16 going at Kendrick because he's not really, we've only really heard him on some beef shit maybe once or twice. Had the line about Jay, I'm 24, you
And
44. I can murk you and come on when I'm 44. Shout out to Lito.
mm,
Lito said that was actually about Juvenile at first. And then that was aimed at Juvie. Yeah, he said that on
really?
Twitter.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
crazy. But that was interpreted by a lot of people to go at Jay. But other than that, you don't really get a lot of, I can't think of nothing else off the dome, you know what I'm saying, from Wayne going directly at someone for an extended 16. So I am curious. 1 to 10, I'm like an 8.5. I would like to hear that, especially because Wayne is still in his bag when it comes to bars. Now, Wayne doesn't make as good as music as he used to. Let's be very clear about that. So the song probably not gonna be talking about shit. But just we talking about rapping, just on some feature shit. Nah, let me
Mm.
hear that. I'm here for that.
There's a reason that Wayne don't have that many diss songs, AB, and that's
Uh-oh.
because their takes and people that listen know I just gave Wayne his props, being probably the best rapper ever. I said that on this platform maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago after that Cash Money show. But what makes Wayne great is also what would make him a terrible diss rapper. And that's he's so abstract. Like the bars are so all over the place. Like they go together in the rap, but there's nothing super like I gotta put my pen down and focus on this one thing and rap about it and it sound good. Like Wayne don't do that. Like
Mm.
Wayne, a little bit of everywhere with the metaphors and whatever he rapping about, and then tying that all up. Like that doesn't work well in beef. Like beef is like TMZ-ish. It need to be like Drake. We seen Drake and Kendrick reach, and
For
these are
sure.
great lyricists in they beef. Like we like niggas is
Niggas
giving
talking about how
Kendrick
tall niggas, how short niggas
pedophile. Yeah,
was.
your shoes little. You beat your wife. Oh, nigga, you a pedophile. Like, come on, bro. Like that. But that's what you got to do in a beef because you trying to
For
get people to
sure.
say ooh and ah.
Yeah.
Wayne oohs and ahs don't come from him being focused. It come from where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, that's
It
true.
comes from like I hear you rapping and I would have never thought of what you said to rhyme with what you just said, and you made that shit work, and that shit just blew my fucking mind. Like I would quote Birdman Jr. when he did the whole "eat you like pie" thing, or even fucking when we listened to the Squads and he would do the remake on the Maya and the Jay-Z
For
joint when he
sure.
was in North Carolina, and then he went to the Lakers. Like it,
Yeah, that was what was
he
called.
don't do well. He don't do well when he got to focus on something. But if he can do something with like the
I
shit that I
don't
just
know
quoted,
though.
that's,
I don't know.
give me an example.
Cause
Like
him and
Wayne,
the
Wayne ain't
song,
a good storyteller.
but see, I'm a the joint with him and Kendrick. That Mona Lisa, them niggas was he was. I didn't. You know
Okay,
what? I didn't think
that
Wayne had
that
it in
is
him when he did that. I will say that
that
though.
is. I felt like it probably took him the longest to record that verse than any other verse he's ever
It
recorded.
may
But you
have.
are right. I will give you that. But I don't think that Wayne got that much time or energy to do that to be engaged in a beef with Kendrick Lamar. So that being said, I don't want to hear this. Like this is like Mike
Yeah.
Tyson fighting Jake Paul, bro. Like Kendrick Lamar gonna do
We
him
not gonna
worse
do
than he
that
did
though.
Joe. He
We
gonna
not
do
gonna
him
do
worse than he did Joe Boy. Like Kendrick is a Kendrick is Mike Tyson in '93 right now. I dare somebody come out dissing or like all y'all niggas is getting knocked out first round. I'm back to the hotel room before midnight, nigga. That's what's happening when niggas step out against Kendrick Lamar nowadays. I'm not
that.
sure if you're aware, AB, because you're such a Drake fan, but that's what's happening when people go against Kendrick Lamar. I dare a nigga to say Kendrick name wrong. Like there's probably one nigga that could go in a successful battle with Kendrick Lamar right now. You're gonna hate who that is too.
Ooh.
Pusha T. He's the only nigga that's diabolical and evil and willing to stoop to the levels that Kendrick Lamar is willing to stoop to. This nigga has, shout out to my guy Rich, friend of the show. This nigga tour goes to Toronto on Father's Day. This is after the whole you hit a child shit. This is after me telling you how to raise your child on Meet the Grams. You know when I'm coming to Toronto when you told me I couldn't come? I'm coming on Father's Day, nigga. This how
Y'all looking too deep into
diabolical
that.
Kendrick is. Hey,
Y'all looking too deep into that.
I dropped my album on JFK's assassination day just to
Oh
let
my
niggas know I'm
God.
taking your head off. This is
Listen,
what Kendrick do, bro. Like this is what he do. And even if it ain't true,
it
I
ain't.
got enough shit out there where I got niggas listening to albums backwards and they thinking shit, oh, you gotta listen to the damn backwards. That's the real story. Just because he got that shit in his bag, niggas listen to all this other bullshit, like you just said, because I'm not saying that I believe it, but look how the coincidences line up and it adds to the lure of him being the boogeyman. Nobody wants to fuck with the boogeyman right now, AB.
Pusha T would be interesting though.
That would be, hey, I don't know how that would end.
Yeah, that would be
Both of
interesting.
them niggas, like, yeah, that would be some crazy shit.
Next up, man. Yeah, your boy. Let's keep it TDE. Ab Soul.
Okay.
The numbers are in for Ab Soul's new album, Soul Burger. It did not chart on Billboard 200 number one, and it sold just under 5,000 copies. His last album came out in 2022. It was Herbert. I don't know what that sold, but I don't think it was 5,000. Um, of course, the other TDE acts that came out this year, like Blue Lips, I think that did around 35, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody double check that for me. So my question, Absol selling less than 5K, is that a major flop in your eyes because of it being on TDE, or is it simply a sign of the times?
Um, I don't think it's a flop. I think that this
What?
is, which wasn't a scheduled album. Don't do that. Like this ain't an soul album. This is like I'm fucking around with soul. Be like this ain't even what he usually do. I'm not sure of the Herbert numbers. I can look them up, or you can look them up while I'm talking. But
I
I
couldn't
just
find
don't.
them.
Of course you couldn't. Of course
I swear I
they
couldn't.
hide them when they don't do good. No, I know. Like we
Yeah,
look for
like
somebody. Absol Hot 100. It looked like it's 115. Did it come out in April of
that came out
oh
December
gosh.
2022.
No, that's not it either. But anyway,
I don't know where that shit at.
this is this is a sign of the times, and I think that it's not a flop because this is not a real Soul album. He said this beforehand. It's like I'm fucking around. I'm doing the soul beats. I ain't doing the shit that I usually do. So there's not going to be a rollout for it. This is for true Ab Soul fans that maybe want to hear him in a different lane. So I mean, 5K, it's 5K. Like it's my least favorite nigga out of Black Hippies, and I don't know what that means, but I could see it selling 5K maybe because I'm not that big of a fan of Ab Soul, but I know the nigga can rap, and I wouldn't be worried if I was TDE. Like the next album is gonna have promotion, it's gonna have a rollout, it's gonna have a single
Is
with
it?
SZA. Yeah, nigga, come on. What we do?
They haven't done
This is
that all
Ab
year.
Soul. This is Ab Soul,
Oh,
bro.
you're saying
Like
the next Ab Soul album? Or are you saying the
yeah,
next
yeah.
TDE
I ain't talking
album?
about TDE. I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay, okay,
this
okay. I
nigga.
got you. I
This is
got you.
one of they Billy, especially since Kendrick is being so it's as successful as he is with his own shit. These niggas at TDE, they know I can't lose Ab Soul or J Rock or
Schoolboy.
Schoolboy Q. Like I can't lose them. I want to keep SZA around, of course. So when these niggas come out, we're gonna do the proper rollout. I would hope that's what they thinking as a successful business, but I mean that's the way that I would do it. But yeah, like this, there was nothing like I ain't hear nothing about this album until the shit came out.
That explains why I did
Yeah,
5K. Listen, while TDE is steady mo tweeting about Kendrick and they tweeting about him and taking shots at Drake, and can y'all tweet out this nigga Ab Soul album, bro? Can y'all do that? Like, what are y'all doing, dude? Y'all worry about the wrong shit. You're sitting here and you're waving the Kendrick flag still. Meanwhile, your artists are dropping and it's like a tree falling in the woods, bro. Like we're hearing about shit after it comes out. The rollout, other than Schoolboy Q, his rollout was pretty dope. I did like what he was doing. He had a legitimate rollout. But everybody else, all these other acts, bro, Sir, Sakari, all these other man, bro, y'all ain't done shit for them, dude. Even your girl Dochi, it took the internet gas to make that known. Like, bro, like that.
gas is crazy.
Again, we've talked about this, and so I'm not gonna go super deep. But they were supposed to have a big year this year. They have come nowhere near that unless they're counting what Kendrick is doing. And obviously,
They
that really
can't.
doesn't sprinkle over until their camp because the nigga did less than 5K. You could sold him out the trunk in Cali, bro. You want to talk about going in? You want a nigga that need to go independent? Is him. 5K independent is cool. You can get them 10. You can sell them. You can sell them for 10 bones. You do 5K in Cali. You ain't have to leave the state. Cool.
Hmm.
But bro, like 5K on a major label on TDE, no one should be doing 5K on Top Dog Entertainment, bro. Nobody. I'm sorry. That's a crazy. You didn't even chart. You didn't get number
Hmm.
186. Nothing, bro.
Number 186 is crazy. You know the crazy thing is, as much as people focus on numbers these days, I'm looking at the Wikipedia for the Herbert album. Usually on Wikipedia they have
Commercial
the fucking
performance.
yeah, like the sales.
Nothing,
It ain't shit about what it sold
bro.
first week, total sales, if it's a gold, platinum,
This
wood
nigga
album.
barely got a
It don't say
Wikipedia page.
nothing. Yeah, like it's crazy. With
Crazy.
that being said, yeah, I agree with you. TDE does need to do more for their up and coming artists. They need to realize they don't have a Kendrick Lamar no more. I'm not sure how long they're gonna have a Schoolboy Q. Shout out to our guy Reason. He said this.
Yeah,
He said, y'all niggas over here playing, bro. Like niggas ought to be hearing about me and they not. And it's y'all job to make sure it's happening. Y'all not doing it. Like what TDE has to understand, sports reference here is like Larry Bird's not walking through that door. There's not another Kendrick Lamar walking through that door. Ain't no more of this mysterious rollout shit. Like, bro, y'all have to do your job as a record label and promote your artists, and they're not doing a good job of that. I do agree with you there, but I don't think this is a big deal. I think that they'll get this shit together or sell like QC did.
I can see
I'm
that.
surprised they ain't done that yet. Like I would, if I'm honest, I was top dog, I'd be out of there. Like,
I can see that.
what y'all gonna give
Now
me
they
for
still got
this?
SZA. They got SZA making up for this shit. Her shit come out, it's
Yes,
gonna
this
go
is.
crazy.
Yeah, that's a fact. That would you go? You going to that Kendrick and Scissors tour?
Hell no. I don't
That's
want to hear that
crazy.
album.
That's crazy. That nigga got the
Hear that
OVO
shit?
capo.
Am I want to hear that
OVO
bullshit?
cape. Speaking of sales, like you said, currently new PG Lang artist used to be a artist for TDE. Kendrick Lamar, he dropped that GNX album. No rollout, no single, surprise Beyonce drop, and he did 319 first week AB. Is that a big deal?
Yeah, listen. Kendrick's a superstar in hip hop, no question. He's one of the big three, and he's hot right now.
Ain't no
So
big
that's a
three,
big
nigga. It's
number.
just big me. What you
No,
talking about, nigga?
he one of the
Ain't
big
big three,
three.
nigga. It's
He
just
one.
big me, nigga.
He is one
Yo,
of
J. Cole do 319
three.
first week, nigga.
J. Cole be doing numbers though.
He do.
J. Cole
I'm
do
just
good
fucking with
numbers,
you.
believe it or
He
not.
do. I'm fucking with you.
That's funny. Now,
Good podcast numbers, nigga.
you want to talk numbers, nigga? We want to talk numbers. We can go up top, nigga, to the six if we want to talk
uh,
numbers. We talk about first week.
used to. Used to.
Shit,
Not
you
no
better
more. I
check.
don't know now.
Better
Now
check
that his
Billboard.
character has been defamed, I'm not sure how much his numbers are gonna do according to him. We'll see.
But no, this is up from his last one, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which didn't have the biggest, fan reaction, so to speak. I liked it. I still like it. It did 295. So you're trending in the right direction when you go up from your last project. So that's a win, in my opinion. That's a solid number. I don't know if people were expecting more than that, but that's a good number. You up from the last joint. Again, it wasn't as well received. It was a couple of songs on there that really didn't have the replay value that a normal Kendrick album would have. But
What are you
this
talking
one,
about, Mr. Morale? Are you talking about
yeah,
this one?
Mr.
Oh,
Morale.
okay. I was gonna say,
This one,
nigga,
on
you
the other
crazy.
hand, you could does like people. There's the production on here is a lot better according to people who fuck with it, and so it's I can this makes sense. It's tracks. This fair. You can shave off 30,000 for however many the label bought, but I mean we get it.
Side note, the Knicks game is on in the background, and they just spotlighted Bokeem Woodbine. It looked like at the Knicks game, and I'm amazed.
Was he
The
courtside?
Bo- yeah,
No way.
I'm not sure if that was him.
No way.
It's crazy they would spotlight Bokeem
He
Woodbine, but
underrated
anyway,
though. He bodied that
he is.
Fargo
He did.
that
He
year he was in
100%.
that.
I ain't knocking him at all, but I just wouldn't expect him to get the spotlight at the Knicks. Like the Bokeem Woodbine is in attendance. That's crazy. No, no
They playing the
disrespect to
Wizards,
him.
nigga. Who they playing?
They playing the Magic. Hey, that's crazy. The Bokeem Woodbine is in the building. Damn. 319 for Kendrick first week. It's a big deal, like you said. No single, no rollout. We got to do any of that shit, nigga. I'm Kendrick fucking Lamar. I just won the biggest rap beef in the history of rap beefs, nigga. Here go an album. I'm gonna perform this at the Super Bowl, little to your belief of what you think. But yes, nigga, this is going to be Squabble Up is going to be played at the Super Bowl. Like
Oh
that's going
God,
to
I
happen.
hope not.
That is going to happen,
Christ.
nigga. That TV off is gonna be played at the Super Bowl, nigga. It's gonna be 100,000 people yelling mustard. That's going to happen. So get ready for that.
They're not gonna know what the fuck going on.
With that being said, yeah, I appreciate it. Like you said, this selling more than Mr. Morale and the Big Step was that it wasn't as well received for someone who's very critically acclaimed with all of his albums from Damn to Pimp a Butterfly to Good Kid, Mad City. All of those have been critically acclaimed. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers took a small step back,
Yeah.
but it was still a good album. I still like it. This is growing on me so much. GNX as being one of my favorite Kendrick albums. I'm fucking with so much of this album. As I said when we were doing the track by track review, y'all go check that out. So yeah, 319 first week, big deal. I'm the big dog now. Ain't no big three, nigga. It's just big me.
Oh, hell. But yeah, shout out to 319, man. When Drake drops, it'll be like 719. Next up though, rapper
If Drake
Dave
drop.
Dave Blunts has been making the rounds. If y'all don't know who we're talking about, it's okay. You're probably not supposed to. He's a big obese man, a big
You
guy.
will know.
He's
You
part
will
of the
know.
Husky Nation. He was at a Juice World.
First of all, husky is an understatement.
It is. I'm trying to
That
be
is
nice.
not, yeah, that ain't husky.
It's a little bigger than Husky.
Yeah,
Um,
a
a
lot bigger
lot
than
bigger than
husky.
Husky, to be fair. But he was in the middle of the stage at a Juice World kind of concert, paying homage to him. Rest in peace, Juice World. and he let Snoop know to quit making fun of his performance because he is sitting on a couch. He cannot, and he had an oxygen machine. Uh, was Snoop out of line? Snoop has responded to this video. Was he out of line for making fun of Dave Blunt's? Because he did apologize.
Hey, so the problem was Dave Blunt has a song like "Can't Put the Drink Down,"
Yes,
and Snoop responded on Twitter and said, "Can't put the sandwiches." Don't quote me
hilarious.
on this. Can't put the sandwiches or the McNuggets down either.
That's funny
Slow
as
down.
fuck, though. I swear that's funny. You gotta be able to laugh at shit like that, man. That's funny.
The fact that this nigga got mad about it is crazy to me. And
It's
Snoop
hot.
apologized. Snoop
Yeah,
apologized. Snoop was like, bro, look, I ain't even, I'm just telling you, my nigga, you're too big.
facts.
And I think that this nigga, Dave Blunt, needs more people like Snoop in his life. Like, bro, if you have to roll a fucking couch out on a set, the Juice World set, that is, and we know Juice World is popping. There are people there. I'm not even familiar with this. I don't know what this nigga songs sound like.
You
I
don't
don't
want to
know
know.
what the push is. I see a gimmick just like you seen on Brown Sugar the movie. If y'all seen it, go check it out with the Dalmatian rappers.
Rapping Dalmatians.
This is just a fat nigga with an oxygen tank. I don't like. Is he good, AB? Have you listened to the song?
No, nigga, it's like heavily
Is it
auto tune.
trash?
It's like a parody, bro.
Yeah. So like, bro, like you should just laugh with Snoop that he even responded to some shit that you were doing, bro. Like getting mad and telling the nigga whatever he was trying to tell him about. Like, relax, bro.
Yeah,
You the nigga that's fat, man. I'm sorry. AB, you a former fat guy. You
I
worked
am.
out. You run every day. Like you
Facts.
motivate me to try to get. I'm becoming a fat guy. And I'm trying to be less of a fat guy. But I don't have anybody to blame but myself. So I'll say that before I blame him for being as fat as fuck as he is, nigga. That's on you. Get your fat ass up, or you should have got your fat ass up, and you should have worked out, nigga. It's possible, nigga. Now, hopefully he don't got no some type of thyroid disease or something. Where they be like, oh damn, you can't do that, Lou. But bro, like the present, even if that's the case, the presentation is off, man. Like you need to get your fat ass outside, man. Fuck that.
Listen,
I
man,
want to.
I'm not finna waste no time on this shit. Listen, dude is a parody. It looks like he's like a walking skit. He rapping with the auto tune on heavy, the Migos flow. Talking about I can't put the cup down. Talking about lean. Like niggas don't even talk about lean no more, dude. You late as fuck. Like you 600 pounds talking about rap about lean, bro. Like that is not,
And wanted Snoop to feel sorry for him about fighting for his life. Nigga, you have the lean cup. You the nigga that's eating the cheeseburgers. I don't give
bro.
a fuck about you fighting for your life, bro. I don't care. I
This
don't
shit
feel
looks like
sorry
a
for him.
joke, bro. It looks like a joke, and I can't wait for him to go away. I want this to go away so fast. Y'all wanted Sexy Red to go away. Y'all thought this shit is,
It's worse
bro.
than Sexy Red.
It is, bro.
It
It
is though.
is.
Because it promotes it promotes an even more negative lifestyle than Sexy Red does, in my opinion.
That's what I
Like
agree.
this is just I don't give a fuck. Like you get like I've never been able to watch shit like My 600 Pound Life and shit like that. It's
Can't
just like, bro, like I don't. If you don't care, why the fuck do I care, nigga? I don't give a fuck that you can't get out of the bed,
I
nigga. I
can't
don't
do it,
care,
man.
nigga.
I
You
can't
you
do it.
frying chicken in the bed, nigga. That's on you. Like, that's on you, bruh. If you gotta get a couch rolled out there and need an oxygen machine, like that's on you, nigga. I don't care. Like, I'm sorry,
It's
nigga.
it's
Fuck
a
that.
gimmick that I'm not interested. I'm not entertained, and I'm not interested in. Some
It's
simp.
new. I will say that. Nigga seen, oh, you got Biggie? Let's do that times three, nigga. Jesus. Yeah.
Last thing, man, before we get ghost, your man's Freddie Gibbs.
Mm,
Fresh off of dropping his album, man, that was very well received. A lot of people fucking with it. Got it on their year-end list. You should as well.
no.
He said, "Yo, he said, quote, every day I think about." Oh no, let me back it up. He said, "I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I wish I could get up and rap about some other shit. I wish that I would have made a career out of rapping about some funny shit or some girls or any fucking thing, but this shit." This shit referring to like gangster shit, right? He said, "I'm not in that part of my life no more." So it's kind of like it doesn't make any sense. He said this at the University of California, Berkeley, at a forum that they had. So said he said that no longer aligns with his life as a family man. How do you feel about his comments? And do you see if he was to switch it up, would people look at him differently? Maybe he's afraid of that shit.
This is one of the rare times that I really wish that I wasn't biased against Freddie Gibbs and I could understand what he's saying. Because like immediately, and again, I'm prefacing this by saying this, immediately my bias set in. It's like I knew it, nigga. I knew it. I knew that all that gangster shit you was talking, you wasn't about that. I ain't saying that you didn't do it. I'm not saying that. I'm not questioning any credibility that you have, but I knew your heart wasn't in this shit, nigga. Any other nigga that was spitting this shit like gangster shit, Jeezy, T.I., Gucci Man, Shorty Low, fucking name whoever you want to name. I promise you, what they would not do is say, I wish I never rapped about that because they rapping about their experience. Like T.I. said, nigga, y'all record, I recall. Nigga, like this is coming from memory. Again, I'm not saying that a nigga like Freddie Gibbs didn't do this stuff, but to have regret about rapping about things that you experienced, it's weird as fuck to me. And it's double weird to me because y'all niggas keep telling me, you rich, all y'all Freddie Gibbs fans, y'all keep telling me how good a rapper he is, but he can't find a way to grow up. Like he can't find a way to do what Killer Mike did, or he can't find a way to do what a lot of the contemporary rap that we like is. You got to keep playing into the stereotype that you don't like. This is I couldn't wrap my head around this. I thought about this on the way home before we was recording this as I was going from place to place today. I just could not understand it, especially because y'all tell me that he's that good of a rapper. No niggas are not going to be mad at you if you come out and you're Tyler the Creator. Like I promise you, if it's good, niggas don't care. So what is he self-conscious about and saying that he can't do? I don't get it. It blows my mind that someone as talented as this thinks because they think they have to cater to a certain crowd and they think they have to talk about a certain thing to keep their crowd when that isn't the case. And I'll give you a clear example in Andre 3000. I'll give you another example in CeeLo Green. Like these niggas came out, they was rapping street shit and they switched it up.
Yeah, he
This nigga got a
rebranded. They
flute
rebranded.
album.
Yeah.
So why would you be up here talking at Cal Berkeley, damn near in tears, and saying, "Oh, I wish I didn't." Like, do it differently, nigga. You can still rap. This was baffling to me, and I really hope you, as a Freddie Gibbs fan, can shed some light on it.
I mean, you see this pretty often. Everybody's not Jay. Jay is the one who grew up with his music. Like he's one of the few. You listen to Jim Jones now, he still rap about the same shit he rapped about 20 years ago.
But
Like
he wants to
everybody,
rap about that though.
true.
That's
Yeah,
what
he
I'm
has
saying.
no
Like
issue with
niggas
it.
that want to change up, change up. CeeLo Green,
Yeah, there's a couple of
Killer
people
Mike.
who rebranded and got out of that. That's true. That's a fact. They exist. There's precedent for it. But I think with Gibbs, it kind of I think he doesn't want to alienate his fan base. And you could argue, bro, you just get a new fan base, but people don't be wanting to start over from scratch, bro. You know what's funny? I just watched that Luther documentary. He had the same conflict for a whole nother reason.
He didn't want to rap
His
about being. He didn't want to sing about being gay.
his whole fan base was women, obviously. And he didn't want any news to come out about anything other than because he didn't want to alienate his fan base because he didn't know what that would mean for his career. So people do this all the time, but they feel like they have to rap about what people want to hear. They gotta say what people want to hear. Offset said this on I think is it the Breakfast Club or he was on another platform, but they asked him like because he was talking about some hoes and this and that, but he was married, but he's married to Cardi, or he was married to Cardi B at the time. They were like, "Yo, why you ever thought about like rapping about something else?" He was like, "Bro, the people listen to music, they're not married. They don't want to hear that shit." Now, does that mean that if you rap about some married shit, that married people will now listen to Offset? I have no idea, bro. But he said people in my age group are not in that space. I'm relatively young to be married. So rapping about that shit, niggas don't want to hear it. And you could cite niggas like Chance the Rapper as trying to go that route and falling flat on their face. So I mean, it's
I ain't letting you get that off, AB. Nope. Because neither one of them niggas is as good a rapper as Freddie Gibbs is. Y'all claim y'all are telling me this.
no,
Y'all
you
telling me
know
that
he
Freddie
is,
Gibbs is.
nigga.
I
What
don't
are
know.
you
I don't
talking
know. I don't
about?
listen to Freddie Gibbs. I don't know. I don't work at a warehouse at 3 a.m. in the morning, nigga. So I don't listen to Freddie Gibbs. I ain't even heard the last album. But what I will say is the talent that you guys say that he has, Chance the Rapper and fucking Offset, like Yeah, nigga, y'all can't do this. Cause nigga, y'all barely like nigga, no, like y'all can't do this. But a nigga like Freddie Gibbs who's articulate, who's been in different spaces. I seen this nigga in movies, I seen him in
True.
TV fucking shows. Like, and you're out here you're at Cal Berkeley speaking right now, one of the top schools in the country. How did you even get in that spot? So I'm not buying it when he tells me that, oh, people don't want to hear my growth or evolution. That's bullshit. That is bullshit because he can do it. Y'all tell me that he can rap, and I've seen niggas that can rap go from Nas Illmatic to Nas Life is Good. I've seen that.
Yeah.
So why ain't he able to do that? I did this is bull. Like this is the same thing that I don't like him for. When I told you here on this platform when him and Jeezy was going at it, I said street niggas don't act like that. They don't do what he's doing, but he's playing this game and his image, and he's like feeding into people that think he should do shit this way. That's why he got beat up by Benny the Butcher, and that's why these things are happening to him that he regrets. Like he needs to be himself more. Nigga, if you don't want to rap about drugs, then don't rap about drugs. Don't act like the shit didn't happen like that. I could not wrap my head around what he was saying here. I did not understand it.
Yeah, he can definitely switch it up. I agree.
He's
I'm not saying
talented
he
enough to
can't
do
switch
that,
it
bro.
up, but I don't know. That's interesting. And also a piece of it was he kind of cringes hearing his old shit because he's in a
That
different
was
place.
crazy to me. Like, let me
Jay
ask
Jay
you
has
this.
said that though. Jay said he don't do big pimping and shit like that. No more. He said that shit sound crazy now to him.
But he said that about songs like that's a sonic thing. It's not a content thing.
No, it was
Like,
because of the bars. It was because of the bars. He was like, bro,
really?
I say, yeah, but he was like, bro, the verse. He's like, I sound crazy saying performing that as a married nigga, dad of four, bro. Like he's like, bro,
Well, that's
I
fair.
sound,
That's fair. But we ain't but he
yeah,
don't say that about losing 96 bricks. And that's what we talking about. You talking about like, yeah, you that makes sense.
yeah. He
I
may
can wrap my
recollect,
head around that.
yeah,
Right? But I don't understand a nigga that lived the things that Freddie Gibbs is saying that he lived, saying that I wish I hadn't rapped about that. I wish like that doesn't make any sense to me because I don't think that Gucci Man or any nigga that lived the same life that he claimed that he lived rapped about that. They won't take that away. It's like it's something that I experienced as a person that I was. It's what I was exposed to, and I was just storytelling, giving you a side of it. I
yeah,
don't get him saying he wish he never did that because he's talented enough to make a pivot and do different things. If niggas don't like it, fuck them. Yeah, y'all go. What Jay say? Famous Jay line, nigga. You want the old me? Go listen to my old shit, nigga.
that's a fact.
So
That's a
I didn't
fact.
get this, and I didn't know if I was being biased or what, but I did not get this.
You definitely hating. Wins and losses time. Let's go to LA back on the West Coast. Win or loss. Nipsey Hussle's brother, Black Sam, opens up the Marathon Burger restaurant in LA. Win or loss.
This is a W in the sense of I did consider like, am I going to go out here just to go to Marathon Burger? But I seen the spot. It's not worth the trip to LA for itself, dolo, like the Marathon store was to me. Little bit of work to do, but once you get to popping like Trill Burgers, I'll go out there and fuck with Marathon just in the spirit of Nipsey. So this is a W.
I give it a W. It immediately made me think of Trill Burgers. I don't want people to think that there's like a new wave and like everybody jumps on the same business and shit. That kind of gets
Yeah.
a little, that can be a little annoying. However, you also got to have room to have more than one, so it's not that serious. The Marathon Burger. Let me read this up, see if you're interested in it. Toasted brioche bun,
Mm,
house-made pickles, two
mm,
Wagyu beef patties with grilled onions, American
not the
cheese,
Wagyu.
Fresno peppers, ketchup, mustard, secret sauce. You fuck with
I'm
the
fucking with
the
that.
Marathon Burger
I'm fucking with that. I'm
with
glad
all of
no
that?
onions. Yeah, no onions were mentioned, right? As long as no
Oh
onions
yeah,
are
grilled
present, I'm
onions for
good.
sure.
Ah, now we out of there. No onions.
What?
Yeah, no onions. We in there.
Keeping
You
the
you fucking with it?
fucking Fresno peppers.
Yeah, Fresno peppers fire.
First of all, ketchup, mustard, and secret sauce. I don't need three sauces on
Yes,
my
nigga.
burger.
That's a Big Mac, nigga. That's
One
that's essentially what that is.
one
You,
sauce maximum on my burger, dude. I don't need three
you don't
sauces
put
on my
ketchup. You
burger.
don't put ketchup and mustard on your burger.
Nigga, it's one or the other, nigga. I don't need both. That's overkill.
First of all, only getting ketchup on a burger is in psychotic Jeffrey Dahmer behavior. Like if a nigga tell me give me a burger with lettuce, tomato, and ketchup,
That's
no
it.
mustard or mayonnaise, that's
No,
insane.
I don't
That's
need multiple
crazy.
condiments, dude. What are y'all,
I
eight?
Hey, I need all the condiments, nigga. Give me the mustard, the ketchup, the special sauce,
No,
splash of mayo, nigga,
no,
hot sauce. I want all that on
nah,
my shit.
man. Nigga stomach doing cartwheels, nigga.
Facts.
No.
That's fun. That's a fact as well.
Next up, man, W or L, J. Cole announces his 10-year anniversary show for 2014 Forest Hills Drive at MSG, almost to the day of the release. What do you think about it?
The rollout king, man. Like this nigga, I I want to know who cooked this shit up with him. Like, yes, I want to go to this. I'm checking ticket prices when they drop. This is going to be fire. This is what we always talk about here. One-off shows, anniversary of a classic album. Yes, nigga. Yes, win, win, win.
Nigga, I'm down for an anniversary of a good album, much less a classic. Like, nigga,
Hmm.
I'm signing up for all of this shit. I wish more people, I just said people biting the burger concept. Bite this concept, dude. Like, take
Yes.
the one night only, every dope album that ever came out. I'm here for that shit. The tickets already came out, the pre-sale came out. The tickets weren't that bad though.
What,
Um,
what we
100
talking about?
section at MSG was about 150. That's
Oh,
not
that
bad.
ain't bad at all.
Post pandemic, that's not bad. Like I was like, oh
Hell
shit,
no. I'm expecting
yeah,
400, 500. I ain't gonna hold you.
nigga.
Oh, okay,
The
cool.
Gucci Symphony tickets were 350 for the
That's what I'm
back.
saying. Yeah. Have you ever been to MSG?
I have not. The two shows
That's
I went to
something.
in New York were both at Barclay.
Yeah, I got to check that off my bucket list. I want to go to something if the Knicks game, a concert, a comedy show. I want to go to something at MSG.
Facts. Last one, man. W or L. Jay Z. Speaking of Cole, Jay Z once suggested that Drake give Cole a hit after he could not nail down a single for his debut. What do you think about that?
I thought this was interesting because I asked on here like what was the beef? Is there beef? Like what's going on with Cole and Jay-Z? And I read this and I heard that it was on the audio series. Have
Yeah,
you heard this part of it yet?
yeah. I literally just passed this part today.
I thought this was so interesting in the sense of like Jay walking in. Cameron said something similar to this. Like
Mm,
Cameron said when they squashed the beef, he sent them a text and was like, see, nigga, it could have been this way. Like Jay don't have that filter. Like, you know what I mean? You shouldn't say that.
yeah.
But I respect it, nigga. I'm Hove. Nigga, I ain't gotta hold my tongue. Fuck you, nigga. Like you need a hit. Drake right here. That nigga got plenty of them. So I thought it was very interesting that he said that one, and two, that J. Cole took it that way. And I do think that that's probably one of the like what we asked last week. I think that was probably one of the beginnings of like I don't really fuck with that nigga. Like I work with him, but I don't really fuck with him.
Yeah, this part in the podcast is hilarious, dude. Like
Yeah.
this shit is gold. Like if you're a J. Cole fan and you're like, oh, audio series, like this is a no-brainer to listen to. Like it's not even like a question. This shit is complete flames. I wish my favorite rapper or favorite rappers would do something just like this. This needs to be a trend. Like this shit is superb. But no, it's a W. Because this was kind of the fuel. Even though Jay did kind of play him, but I don't think he meant it like that. But the story about him coming up to Jay after he said it is super funny because then
What was this? What happened then?
he was kind of drunk because Cole had a couple of drinks because he was tight. He said, "Hey man," he said he came up to Jay said, "Hey, why you keep doing that, man?" He said, "Did people come up to you when you were making reasonable doubt and ask you for a single? Did they do that? Did they keep asking?" He was like, "Nah, man, not really." He said, "Man, why you keep doing me like that,
That's
nigga? Like you
funny.
got me in the studio with
I
these."
know.
Hey, look, no. Jay, real quick, Jay had just told him to hit the studio with some dudes who did Black and Yellow. It's like it's two white guys that did Black and Yellow. They from like overseas. They do like pop shit, but they hit with Black and Yellow. And so Jay had him go to the studio with him, and Cole did the little session, but he wasn't really fucking with it. He said, "Hey man," he said, "You got me doing the session with these niggas. Like, where your vision at? They already done pop with Black and Yellow. Now you want me to go chase that? Like, where your vision at?"
Mm.
He was
I-
talking like animated, like nigga, wait.
yeah, that's that. You answered my question from last week. Then that's why Hove don't fuck with him. You don't talk to Hove like that, nigga. Fuck, we talking about, nigga. I promise you, as a fellow Sagittarius that Jay Z is, like
Oh,
that's the reason that them niggas' relationship is in shambles today. I promise you,
hey, that shit was
that's the
so
structure of
funny, dog.
it.
God damn, that shit was funny. But yeah, man, y'all gotta check that shit out. It's real dope.
That's
Um,
funny as hell, man.
on Deck of the Week, man, we got some great comments on the Kendrick kind of pop out. Look, Kendrick dropped an album out of nowhere. We drop a pod out of nowhere. People left us some really good comments. Shout out to Foreign Hustle 6634. This was fun. Shout out to On Deck. Appreciate that. Shout out to Hendrix Loco. GNX is fire. I'm a Drake fan, but he going out sad right now. Next album got to be his best work. Shout out to Cold Chillin 661. He said very dope breakdown. Sounds like AB more mad at Kendrick than Drake is. He said, AB, you ever come to Cali?
Accurate.
Not at all. He said, AB, you ever come to Cali? Roscoe's on my tab. Laugh out loud. No need to avoid the hood spots. Appreciate that, bro. Last one, Mose by Junior. AB talking about 3 and a possible, but swear that Corday album was banging. LOL.
Hey man, that's funny. Shout out to y'all for that, man.
No, for sure. What you got to put me on, man?
First of all, when y'all are hearing this, happy birthday to the God. December 4th, the child was born. Before I knew it, I had my pop's trousers on. Jay-Z's birthday is when y'all are listening to this, so happy birthday to him. Sure. The Book of Hove is coming out. They have a literal Book of Hove that you can go buy. I think it's $120. The link is somewhere out there on the internet. Just Google the Book of Hove. If you're a Jay-Z fan, this is probably a must-have for your coffee table. If you're one of the people that have a coffee table or you just want to add it to your collection, your bookshelf. But that Book of Hove is what I'm putting people on. I made my pre-order today. It's shipping out tomorrow on his birthday. Can't wait to get my hands on the copy. And happy birthday, Hove.
For sure. What do I got? I watched the documentary. I watched that French Montana documentary for Khadijah.
No way. Yes,
I did. Yeah, he does. He got one. It's by him and his mom. Oh. It's pretty good though. It's pretty straight. It's just it's a quick, easy.
French Montana got a documentary about him and his mama.
Yeah, because you know they immigrants from Morocco. So for those who knew that, but it talk about his come up, and it just kind of parallels with his mom trying to get out of Morocco and all that type shit. But it's pretty interesting, man. Like I wasn't mad at it because it detailed like him getting with Max B and the Jim Jones beef, and French has come up with the DVDs and all that stuff, man. It's interesting. Dude.
None of that.
I'm a historian.
Intriguing me.
That's because you don't like French Montana music.
Exactly. Exactly. And it doesn't sound like anything that would convince me to like him.
Well, for the 6 people that like French Montana's music, you can check it out. I think shout out my guy Big Jeff. I think it's Hulu, if I'm not mistaken, which way I watched it on. It's not bad though. Not bad. That
had to pop up and like, do you want to watch it? Like you didn't go looking for that. It's like
it came across my little suggested.
It's on my exactly. Yeah. Knew it. There's no way that you found that.
No, I didn't search.
You didn't see that somewhere online and like, let me go find the French Montana.
Yeah, no, not at all. Oh, and then real quick too, Netflix's Rhythm and Flow season 2 is out now. Lotto, DJ Khaled, and Ludacris are the judges. It's pretty dope, man. If you saw season 1, you know your boy. What's my boy D Smoke won that one. And he was dope. I like this. It's a good show. It's a competition show. I never watch competition shows, but I think they got this one right. To find the next big rap superstar. I think they win like 250 bands and some other shit. But it's pretty good, man. It's a dope show.
D Smoke still rap, or he just act now?
I think he just be acting now, for real. I don't know what he got going on, but D Smoke music be straight though.
I wouldn't know, but I ain't mad at him turning like. I seen him on Mary Kingstown. He did all right.
Tough.
I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at it at all.
Yeah, man. Another week in the books, guys. We appreciate you tapping into the On Deck TV show. Of course, youtube.com/OnDeckTV. Hey, keep the comments going, man. We appreciate it. We may spend a little more time reading some more because there was more comments, but y'all go tap in. We got y'all next time. Anything else before we get out of here?
And that's it. We appreciate y'all. We out.
Yes, sir.